So, ladies and I don't know if there's any gentlemen on the line, but I just have to say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Me and Deidre is and Paula are just so blessed to be able to continue and supporting and sharing um new things, right? And I'm just one of those while I travel, I always have this little phone here, right? And I'm always typing special disability travel. Oh, let me see what, wow, let me check out Legoland. Well, I was actually on the call with one of my agents on Wednesday night, and she wanted to do Legoland here in California with her grandchildren. And I said, well, let's just go in and let me show you how you can go through and register as a travel agent. And then I was like, let me just Google accessible. And I was so blown away. So I said, I wonder, we always want to try to do something different for you guys. We know we have a lot of you guys that reside here on the West Coast, and you guys you reside here in Southern California. We always talking about Disney, but there are other amusement parks for disability families, adults, and children. And the cool part is they are part of the autism program. So I am going to take you guys over here. I'm going to share my screen today. I've been working, Deja. I can tell you, I've been working, girl. Let me tell you, you can tell I got that back office up, but I ain't gonna go there real quick. Let me just move over here so I can get what I need, right? So, where is it? I don't need that. So, we're going to talk about how you can become a travel agent that can make reservations at Legoland. So the most important piece, you can go in. I Googled Legoland travel agent. And it's kind of ironic because two portals come up. So you have the Legoland official where you go in and register, and we will be dropping that information in for you guys. So I kind of went through to kind of get an idea of how I can use the tickets in the morning when you're checking in at the hotel. They receive emails for the booking and cancellation. A lot of effing queues, but the cool piece is, let me go here. Before you accept a travel agent booking, you must know prior to, right? The booking link. But where you need to go in order to register, you have to register here. You're going to click on here. We're going to provide you guys the links, and you're going to fill this out. And I went into detail on my subject, who I was. I did use Archer. I had a number, but I put my phone number and I put my personal address. And then I just gave them a kind of idea that I am a IATN travel professional or I'm a travel agent, and I am looking not only just to book traditional services, but I'm also looking to book accessible accommodations also, because I am a special needs travel agent. So I submitted it. I'm just waiting for them to get back with me. But what I love about it is that you can go through here, you guys, and you can learn any and everything. They have travel protection plans, how much it costs per room, per price, if it went up. So it's a lot of great articles that you can utilize. The other nice little piece that I like is that I didn't accept this piece here, but you can book tickets, you can contact them, you can book a hotel. If you still need help, you can have your clients and yourself download the app, manage hotels, extra experiences. But what I wanted to do is, before I go to any of that piece, I wanted to toggle over here to, I submitted the request, right? So we're going to come out of there. And I wanted to go over to, and this was the original page that I played with on Wednesday night. And you know what? It's just something about the colors, right? So this is when you go on and you Google Legoland travel agent portal. This is where it's going to bring you to, right? It's going to bring you to the portal. You can search for what you want. It tells you what times they're open. They have newsletters. You can order Lego sets. This is where you can go and get your tickets and your passes, place to stay, things to do, and places to visit and their deals. But what I did was, and you still have the same thing here, check in, check out, how many tickets you want to, how many in the room, adults are 13 and up, 0 to 12 are children. You can do your search and we'll play with that. And you can buy your annual ticket pass. But this is what I really loved. How you can get in contact, contact, they help center, and they have the newsletter. So you most definitely can submit for all of these things. It'll tell you the visitors information, the hours, their tickets, what it costs for your annual pass, their vacation. So remember, this is just a full blown website. So you can do traditional travel and special disability travel, which we talked a little bit that. Military packages, groups in schools, VIP experience. Dad, we should have a corporate event. We can do Legoland. I'm just kidding. Legoland. Directions and your frequent asked questions. Things to do. They have their places to stay, the theme parks attractions, water park attraction, sea life aquarium, seasonal passes, show and entertainment, dining, and I know we all love shopping. A little bit about the company itself, Legoland, California. How to contact for those looking for jobs. They have their press room, lost and found, Maryland Magic Wand, donations, and affiliates. I didn't stop on the affiliates just yet. I said I was going to work on that this week to see if that's something that can be a plus bonus for us, or is it a plus bonus? And being the travel advisor, what exactly the percentage we're going to get, and how do we get paid through Archer? So those are the things I'm going to be working on. This here is your terms and conditions. And then Lego Laws Vacation Terms and Conditions. But what I did, I went in here and there we go. And I looked for special needs. And when I came up with special needs, they had a couple of things that came out, right? They have Legoland, need to go master of the fourth dimension, and they have Legoland City. But most important, I wanted to look at the accessibility information. And it would show all the major rides, attractions that are ADA accessible. Visitors with special needs can download the accessibility censored guide. So this is where I wanted to go. And this is what I loved about it, because it had so much information. It talked about the service for the guests with disabilities at Legoland, California Resort. It's awesome for everyone. And they are committed and they're looking to welcome us for inclusive and accessible experience for all guests. So they do have the general, first aid, mobility, special guests, wheelchair, EVC rentals, all of that is there. And they have that downloadable guide. I'm not going to click on the downloadable guide just yet. But I wanted you guys to take a look at some of the exciting things that they have. They have assist access pass for the rides. So they kind of give you an idea of what they do for our special disability clients, right? They provide them alternate options for either individuals that have difficulty tolerating expanding waiting in lines. And we got to know that, right? So they tell you It doesn't guarantee instant access to the rides, but it also letting you know that they do everything they can to decrease that, that queue time. They also talk about providing wait times is comparable in choosing rides based on the standby time. They said it allows you the experience for other attractions in the park while waiting for the next ride. So if there's something surrounding that particular ride that client wants to go on, they're going to try to keep them accommodated and getting them on something until it's time for them to go on that new ride, right? Okay. So that's the sense accessible pass step. So they talk to, and these are things that you can share with your clients. And I know it's really kind of not going to say crazy, but I know there's a lot of people here in California that goes to Legoland because they might do a whole week down near San Diego. And they'll probably do Legoland, they probably do SeaWorld, and they just find things to keep them occupied during their stay. Then they have this amazing downloadable guide. It's taking a little time. But this is something that you can use with your client. And we know with special disabilities, they look at the sensor, and it's not dark, it's not in red. Yes, we have the red piece, but everything is really, really laid out really nice, right? And then they have a QR code. So they talk about the access guide. They review all the general information. They also have information for you in reference to toddlers as wheelchairs. And then they talk a little bit more about the rides. And this is how you can prepare your clients that want to attend. You know what? You can use this as your talking points. Have you ever decided to go to Legoland? Let me kind of just share with you what they offer for our special disability families and children's, right? And then they talk about the shows. Certain shows features, loud noise, sound effects, and lasers and smokes. They will always ask if you need a host to assist. So these are the type of things that you need to be asking those questions when you are interviewing or answering that customer profile. Find out about your client, because if these are some of the things that really shake them, then you most definitely want to make sure that you're asking if they can have a host to assist and if they need a wheelchair, right? Then they have the autism friendly experience based on social skills. Asperger. My baby has Asperger. My Dana Dane. You would never think so. But I am an AS mom, right? We have children with autism. We have anxiety, depression. So you just kind of have to know and understand your client. And if you're keeping a booklet or you're keeping that, I keep a little folder. I have like folder that has like 5 different prompts, and I have all my little information. So as I'm having a conversation with that client, every time I write something, I put it in there and update it. So they're just sharing that at the Legoland California offers various services to help with our guests with cognitive disabilities to maximize their experience. So they're there to support you guys. And you could always pick up that phone. You could always reach out to the customer service. You can always have a conversation with them in reference to your client's needs. So they have strollers and wheelchair rental. Don't have to go and rent anything. They have stroller and wheelchair identification tags. They have access to assist with the pass. They have the Don't Family Center. It's the center. It's the quiet new autism center that they have. And then they have the restrooms. Now, what they would do is they also talk a little about anything with closures and evacuations. An event that something happened. They talk about it so you can understand, and you can also have, and it might be a tough conversation, but you're trying to give your client not all at the same time that you're just throwing up on them. Just as you are closing that deal and just kind of touch bases with them or sending this document and just kind of going over the document with them. Then they have additional information. Then they have general attraction safety, rider's responsibility, riding rides properly, just kind of educating them if they have not really been to Legoland. And this also, I'm not going to just say that it's for special disabilities accessible. It could be for any individual, just kind of share with them with some of the things that's going on. They have transfers, right? Most rides and attractions require guests to transfer from one wheelchair to a ride, a vehicle that they can do themselves or they can have assistance. So they're not saying that your client is going to be alone that's wheelchair bound or just a client that needs to be in a wheelchair because of, and remember, disability can be everything. We all talked about that last week. We all kind of shared some of our own personal health issues. I can't walk distance. So I'm always in a wheelchair when I'm traveling, right? Had to do a little walking. Um, I think when I got to Oakland on Saturday, because for some reason the wheelchair wasn't there. And I did a little, but I stayed there and I protest because the pilot said that he'd carry me on his back, but he's going to help me take my stuff. And by then, 30 minutes later, I end up in a wheelchair. So, they're saying that they will be able to accommodate all of your guests and your clients and also yourself. Ride safety and attraction devices. If a use of a prospect, they are looking to work with your client. Wheelchair accessibility, service animals. Yes, some clients might need to take their service animals. Service animals are permitted on selective attractions. Please see the chart listed for attractions, and the service animal cannot be handled or monitored by the modern citizens, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about here. They have water safety. Well, let me go over here. The general water safety. Then they have water safety for the slides and the pools. And they have the proper swimwear because, sometimes people just come and dress whatever they want. So we just need to make sure that everyone is properly required the proper swimwear and to be worn at all times. Okay. And then they have the experience attraction properly. So what they did, I'm going to try to see. I don't know if you guys can scan the QR code. Let me see if that QR code will come up. Let's see. Let's see.
Amanda, that intake form is available in the Facebook group. If you search, there's a sample in there in our Facebook group.
Thank you. Now you guys each can scan this QR code because I did scan it. Okay, let me close it out again. And it came up the whole Legoland, everything about Legoland came up on that logo. How to download your app. It has a plan. They have a My Plan day planner, find a rides for anyone, countdown to your trip, make your day easier, My Pass tickets, shops, information. It also shows them live time waits, shows and attracts and activities, dining options. So you can download it on Apple Store and or Google Play, but if you utilize that QR code, you'll be able to at least get it downloaded. And then as you go through and get registered, you will have everything at your fingertips. So on the mobile advice, you can do tickets and pass. Same thing with the play and stay, things to do. Visit your site, operation hours, direction, frequent asked questions, know before you go, accessibility information. I'm going to click on it. And it take me to exactly where I showed you guys today. And you can be able to click on the downloadable accessory guide. Everything is right here at your fingertips. And then it talks about the Certified Autism Center. They are partnered with, we already know, IBCCS to become a certified autism center across from the theme park, water, and two on-site hotels. So they're really excited. They said that they conducted a staff-wide autism. They had to go through the training and everything. And then they do have another access guide that's there. So you most definitely can go and download. I want to see everyone download this site just to give you the standard piece, because they have another access guide. They have the family center to get in touch. Any other questions, you can sign up for the newsletter. They have the Century Room, the Century Guide. They have tons there. They also have the Century Sensitive Hour, and they talk about the attractions. So let's see here.
So also for those of you that are on the East Coast, Legoland in Orlando offers the same options. And if you check in the chat, Paula has dropped in some training links and things for both Florida and California. But so for those of you that are on the West Coast, don't feel left out. If you've got clients that are going to Orlando, the Legoland in Orlando offers the same options. And there are a few other Legoland locations that you can look at as well.
And then here is like I said a a roadmap, because they have everything. And just like Deidre said, they have the same for Orlando, and we most definitely do Orlando and bring it up for you guys next Monday, so you can be able to see it. Because if you got clients coming to California, you got clients coming to East Coast, we'll make sure that you guys have all the tools to be successful. Okay. So you're probably gonna have to register for both. But when I seen this here's a chart, it's a cheat sheet. Because now you kind of have an idea of the access, the general ride attractions, the recommended not to ride, right? These are what they're saying you're not to ride. What they're saying is allowed and you must hereby. So all of that is in that download that you guys just did the QR code. And you can put it in your notes and note it California. And next week, we most definitely get with Pollock and have her go over Orlando, because she was able to put stuff in, plus the testing piece, right? And then this is like the key information. Same information, just letting you know where's the map location, access location, transfers required, minimum weight, height, rides with supervision, must ride with an adult. So everything is there. So you can kind of have an idea as you're going through this and your client is asking those questions, you have this. So for me, I'm going to put this over on my special phone, and then I'll have all of my special needs information on my special phone. And now I will have California, and then we'll work with Paula next week to work on Orlando. So I just want to go back here, and I thought I seen another QR code right here. This here is the other QR code. That QR code is all of us, and I got to retake my test, and it's coming soon. It has a century outline for you. So if you each can go in and also copy that link, and it takes you to Lego California Resort of the Century Guide. Okay. And it has all of the information on touch, taste, sound, sight, and smell of the different things that's happening there at California Park. And then they give you a map called Sea Life. And then they look at Sea Life, which is the aquarium. And they talk about the different attractions: touch, smell, sound, sight, and taste. So it's all there for you guys. And then they have the Legoland Water Park entrance as you come in, and it has a layout of the park itself. So again, they have the different things that they can do at the water park, going back to the touch, the smell, the taste, the sound, and sight. So everything is there for you guys there. And then they even talk about the Castle Hotel. Rooms, play area, and swimming pools. All for the Century needs. And then I think we've done this one already. We've downloaded the app. Well, this was another app, your planning tools. Guests looking for, yes, I think we downloaded that one already. We downloaded the accessibility one and first aid. So were everyone able to get both of the QR codes downloaded on their phones? All righty. So I just want to kind of click on here. It's going to let me click. Yes. So these are the things to do at Legoland, California. And what's coming up in 2025, and what's coming up in 2026, and all the rides, attractions, shows, entertainments, dining, and shopping activities. They have the water parks, attractions, the cabanas for the water park, the aquarium, tickets, exhibits, and feeding times. And then these are just some of the seasonal events: the summer block party, Mike and Lego play area, the red and white boom, brick or treat monster party, holiday at Legoland, right? And then the Legoland Fiesta. So they have tons of stuff there. But this is what I loved. Is this the same piece? Oh no. It's not coming up. Okay. I was looking for okay, here we go. So I got the vacation deals that you're able to price out, category wise. And then they have ticket deals. And you can go ahead and click on your tickets, recommended tickets, vacation, Legoland deals. One ticket right now, up at the 4th of July for 2 tickets, $49 per park. And then they have the two tickets for $59, depending on what park it is. But they have different $89 versus $129. I like that. but you can go in and they tell you all about the deals. Okay. So you can have them send your emails on anything that you need. So the place to stay. So they offer packages, all vacation packages, build your own vacation, book early and save packages, hotel and ticket packages, pass holder hotel savings, and then the Lego California hotels. And they go through the overview, the room types, dining, amenities, hotel video tour, and manage my bookings. And then they have the castle, the overview, room type. So they have 2 hotels, and you have to try to look what's be the best fit for your client. And then when they talk about the passes, they have tickets for a day ticket offer, birthdays, any birthdays coming up, VIP experience. That's what my things be saying, Daedra. I'm VIP experience. I just love it. Just something about that. I love about that. Groups and schools, you never know. A private group, right? A private school for special disability students, or be able to get into a school district and see what they do for the SDC clients, because my children all was in SDC from, well, they were part of county and regional client services when they were young, and then they migrated them. Some stayed with the county and within the regional center till they grown up at age of 5, unless they had one that had seizure disorders. So regional center followed her, but they have so much that they can offer. And when I say you can look at it in pre-school areas and look at it at the school district and also look at the county superintendents, kind of see what they do for those students in those classes. Do they go on trips? So I'm just kind of showing you things. And yes, this is California. Yes, we most definitely be going through Orlando next week. But I look at it as me being a foster parent for 42 years, retired. But this would really been great if I really was down in the trenches and really focusing on my niche the way that I should, because I could have done a lot in education, and I still can. It's never too late. But now I'm looking to take this to the community. I'm looking to share this in my Rovia with this Chamber of Commerce. That's why I said it's so important to join your chamber. It's an operating expense. It costs me $300 a year to have danger zone travel with Monrovia Chamber, and it costs me $100 a year for my Divas of Power nonprofit. That's $400 a year, family, that I spend, but all the extra revenue that I'm going to get and really get my arms, roll them up, and really show them that I am the best that I can be. And let's get your consumers and let's do some lunch and learn. So I'm just kind of just sharing some things with you guys to start thinking outside the box and really started focusing in your backyard. I don't know how many times. And if it's a chamber that's going to be costly, I have Pomona. It's like a couple of blocks over. I can go join their chamber. I have Chino. I could join their chamber. I have Chino Hills. I could join their chamber. I can go with the Diamond Bar into Walnut and join all those chambers and still be able to talk about what I do as a special needs travel agent. I'm telling you guys, yes, we do traditional travel, but when you're able to set yourself aside from traditional and started doing some things, I'm going to tell you, you're going to see a difference in your business. And I might be preaching to the choir, but I'm not going to ask you guys to do something I'm not going to do, right? So plan a visit. Well, I might just call and ask if I can do a site tour and see how many of my California agents that live near San Diego or down in that Temecula or in the empire, the IE that we call it, and see how many of us can come together and do something special disabilities. I didn't say traditional, I said special disabilities, because if I'm able to make something happen, then hey, let's go for it. And then I know that Paula is down in the Florida area. And if we can make something happen for this to work, I would love to see us to be able to do a site tour and really get to talk about what you love about being a special needs travel agent. So, with that said, I think that is it. And you got that famous book it now, buy a ticket, book a vacation, buy an annual pass, starting at $15.99 a month. So, Deidre, I'm going to stop sharing. All right. Any questions? Any comments?
If you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and we can allow you to unmute and ask your question. And for those of you that are joining the Facebook group, as a reminder, please do not skip the membership questions. It is a private group, so if you skip the questions, it will not admit you into the group. So be sure to answer those questions. If you do not know who your founder council member is, reach out to your mentor and ask them specifically who your founder council member is and to be introduced to them. Just because they're your mentor does not mean they're a part of the founder council. So be sure that you ask them to introduce you to your founder council member so that you can know who is responsible for you and who to contact in the event that you need assistance with anything with respect to your business.
Is any questions in the chat?
So you do have a question. Nikki says, I have a question on autism. Double checked. It says pay $40. Do we have a coupon or do I have to pay the 40?
You have to pay the 40. But I'm going to tell you, it is so worth it, Nikki, because once you pay it, you have your bio. And if there's anyone looking for a special needs travel advisor in your area, your name is going to pop up first. Any other questions or comments?
Nope, that's it.
So how many of our special needs travel agents are going to be at convention? I'm going to take it this week. Absolutely. And when you take it, drop it in the page for us so we can celebrate you. We all celebrate each other. We're giving everybody their flowers. Hey, Amanda, there go my man. Hey there. Any other questions or comments? Hey, Shay Nicole. So what we would do for you guys next week, I will have Paula train on Orlando. And then me and Paula are going to be seeing each other at convention. So me and Paula and Deidre, in between, if we get some free time, we're going to put our little heads together and see what we can do and trying to tap into Legoland and see how we can do a tour. And also see how we could truly maybe get one of their BDMs or support team to get on and really dive into everything that they do at Legoland. It have to be arranged. So the special needs team going to get together at convention and see what we can do. Because you know, when I set my mind to something, don't I make it happen, Deidre?
Absolutely.
So I think this will be good. And this is for us. So I don't mean to be like that, but I'm keeping it 100. This is for our special disability travel advisors. So we already know who be on this call every Monday. We know who our regulars are. So, and we know life getting away for others, but we most definitely, if you're able to make that trip down in, Orlando, I know California could be anything in the West Coast coming on down from up and on across, but I think it would be good after we do. Yeah, we'll talk, ladies. All righty. Any questions? Any more questions? So, what do you guys think? For those that might have clients that's on the West Coast or in California, is this something you guys think you can be able to sell? Are they saying anything in the chat box, Deja?
They're not talking about it, but I think it'll be a great opportunity, especially for clients with kids that like that whose motor skills are of such that they really are drawn to things like blocks and Legos. I think it would be a great place to take them. Because I know, like, I took my niece to the science center and they had a little play area, and I really wasn't quite sure, that it wasn't on my radar of something that I would think she wanted to do. And she got in there and she was just obsessed and sorting them by color and having such a great time. She didn't want to go to the other attractions. We literally had to pick her up and carry her out of there. So
Oh,
for those who, like I said, who have
cute.
your clients who have small children, they may, if their parents haven't already introduced them to Legos, it might be something that may be a good starting point for them if they're not ready or they think they're not ready for, the major amusement parks. Maybe starting at Legoland would be a great place to introduce their kids to that and have some other attractions if they have multiple children that the other children could do as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Patrice, if we don't have any additional questions, I guess we can close out for this week. Now, are
Well,
we
we're
going
gonna
to be
close
on
out
next week from, or are we going to be off
and Paula. Yeah, because I think we're gonna be off for
for
a
two
couple of
weeks?
Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Because yep.
We'll be on the cruise the following week.
So the
And
20th, right? So and when I get off the cruise on the 29th, I leave on the 1st. I'm going on version for 8 days for Greece vacation.
oh wow, that's going to be
And
wonderful.
I promise, Sissy, I'm trying not to take no laptop. I don't want to take no work, but I'm gonna take my laptop.
You need me to stow away in your suitcase?
Come on, girl, come on. I I am really looking for this cruise because I normally cruise every year, you guys. I've been cruising with the same group of people for over 25 years. And when the new itinerary came out last year, I text Tony Evans. I said, because I remember one year the founder changed convention so I could be there. That was the first ever, right? So I text Tony Evans. I said, can you re-verify those dates? I said, I guess I will not be on Festival at Sea, bro. He said, you not going? I said, nope. I'm gonna be on the ship with us. So, and I'm not gonna go back next year neither because I'm gonna be wherever we're gonna be next year for the 10th year. All I gotta tell you guys, if you're gonna be on the ship, have your deposit. $3.99. Be ready to push the button.
Patrice, you telling too much.
Well, Tony Evans told it.
He told him the price?
Yes, he did. He told us a month ago. You didn't know that?
I mean, I know he told you, but did he tell?
Oh, yeah. He told everybody
Oh,
on the new orientation.
okay, well, that's a different call that everybody's not on. Okay.
No, yeah, we was on. Yeah, 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 yeah. But then, yeah. So I'm just telling those it's gonna be on the ship. On the ship. I didn't say off the ship. I said on the ship. Oh yeah, Shay Nicole was look, look, Deidre. They all chiming in. They were on that call, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they were. So, had decided. So I'm gonna tell you. So, who's all point on the cruise, sis? I know. J-Lo, Paula, Karen. Shay Nicole, you going? Okay, girl, you better be in the house next year. Andrea, are you going? It's right in our backyard. I'm telling Andrea, it's right in our backyard. Well, for those are going, come out and support us. We're looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. We most definitely. Okay, but you guys pencil in for next year. You guys got to pencil in for next year. But for those that's going to be there, we're going to be looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. And we're just going to have a time of our lives. I know we're probably going to be tired because we're going to be on the water. We're going to be going to class. We're going to be learning all these new everything. But I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. And look, Deidre might have to tell them, okay, y'all, we need to have a special needs like SNG at the convention, Iran, since we train on this every Monday. What do you think, Deidre?
I think so.
Yep, we're gonna have to have the conversation, and we might as well bring it up. Okay, so all right, all right. No, I'm seriously, I really love to see me and Deidre are gonna put put the filters out and see what happened. At least S and G, if anything, right? So
Mhm.
everyone, hi Brandon. Everyone, thank you so much. We truly appreciate you guys, and we see you guys next week. This call is officially over.
All righty.